Good morning, Sasha. It's Wednesday, 12 March, and it's Warrior Wednesday again. So, going to talk a little bit about something I talked about earlier this week, which was sort of that character and competence, right? The two main elements, I think, to being a good leader. And that was, again, not my original thought. I've heard lots of people say things similarly, but I just remember because I was sitting in that auditorium, just how kind of blown away I was by that because I think it really matches. And I don't know if I know General Schwarzkopf was a Christian or not, but it really, I think, kind of tracks with, very much with like what the Bible will say, right? So I want to talk a little bit about just the competency piece, right? So being good at your job. Like I have met people in the Army who, they it's almost like they're incompetent at their job, and so they're kind of like super religious, like, oh, I'm praying for you. Like they're just kind of over the top a little bit. I never really thought that was a great look. I think in this day and age, maybe you don't have as many of those people, but I definitely remember some folks in the Army that were kind of like that. I never liked that. I never thought that being a Christian was your excuse or your out for being able to just be incompetent. And so now I will say, caveat that with like, you can go so overboard and you can just kill yourself trying to be the best at everything. I mean, I don't know that I was the best at anything ever. I don't personally, but I mean, some people believe you got to be the best at everything. You got to be the best runner, the best marksman. You got to be the best at everything. Maybe, had I been better at everything, maybe, who knows, maybe I would have been a better leader. Maybe I would have lasted longer in the Army. I don't know, 28 years is probably enough. But to me, it was more about I need to be competent. I need to be good at what I'm supposed to be doing. And, the idea that if I'm picking up a rifle and shooting, I can't be doing my job. Like if I'm a company commander or I'm a MIT team commander or whatever, I can't be, if I'm so focused that I'm just looking down the barrel, I'm not doing, kind of what I should be doing. So, anyway, so you got to be competent at what your job is. You also kind of need to know what your job is and what it's not. But going back to that character piece, right? There were some things which were really embedded in the cadet honor code and kind of the ethos, which may sound cheesy, but I really do did kind of resonate with. A cadet will not lie, cheat, or steal, nor tolerate those who do. Right. And so now the toleration clause, doesn't get a lot of play, but I mean, outside of West Point, but at West Point, I mean, that's kind of a big deal. So, lying is pretty fundamental. If you ever get caught lying, your career quite most likely will be over. And it's just kind of that simple. Like, I mean, because once people can't trust you, they can't trust you. So, honesty, integrity, I think those are all key character components. I think also understanding, in the Army, your subordinates, if you kind of figure out how to leverage them and let them be good at what they're supposed to be good at, and you do what you're supposed to be good at, right? It makes a great team. And I think that, one of the things that you want to do is try as much as possible. Someone says, hey, Sasha, your platoon did great. You would turn around and say, sir, I just want to give my soldiers are awesome. They're doing a great job. And you know what? That's kind of expected a little bit. If you're like, yes, sir, thank you, I know I'm pretty good. Like that's not being very humble. And so, but the caveat to that is when there's a mistake, hey, Sasha, Lieutenant Coolman, whatever, right? This got messed up. You don't get to go, yeah, that was kind of on them, right? I mean, because if you do that, well, then the next question, if I was your boss, I would say, but aren't you in charge of them? So therefore, it's your responsibility. And you can delegate authority, but you can't delegate responsibility. So anyway, never try to do that. Throw your subordinates under the bus. I have seen people do it. I've seen people do it in sort of sly ways, or they throw a peer under the bus. Well, sir, I was going to do that, but someone's anyway. Don't do that. When in charge, take charge. When you're responsible, take responsibility, and own up to it. Like, why did you do that? We made a mistake. You don't have to go, well, I was confused, and someone told me this, that, or the other, whatever. You can own that mistake. Say, listen, we made a mistake, and here's what we're doing to fix it. Right? Boom, 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 and then a lot of, I mean, mostly I've seen in my career, it kind of goes, it's fine, right? As long as you don't keep making that same mistake. Now, if you say, hey, I got it, I accept responsibility, I'm going to fix this, and then you don't fix it, well, then there's a kind of another issue that kind of comes up in terms of, well, you said you're going to fix it, and why didn't you? But anyway, just wanted to kind of leave you with that, just some more advice in the Army and leadership, character and competence. Focus on that character. Obviously, I think the world love you. You've got a great character. Just keep it up, and I'm sure you'll do great. All right, talk to you later. Love you.